So I will repeat again everything. Okay. I will again repeat everything. So we are discussing about autoimmune diseases. What is autoimmunity? What is autoimmunity?
It is
Yes.
structural and damage.
Yes.
Structure and function damage produced by
Right.
action of immunologically competent cells.
Yes, immunologically
Antibodies
competent
on the
antibodies,
body
immunologically competent cells or antibodies.
Or
Okay.
antibodies. Yes.
So they act against the normal components of the cell. They act against the normal component of the cell. Okay. The former. Now we are discussing about the theories. We discussed about the theories of this autoimmunity, by which this autoimmunity is explained: inductive theory and selective theory. Okay. So what is the inductive theory? It is autoimmunity. Yes, it has been explained by the fact that body can recognize the difference between self and non-self
non-self proteins.
Self proteins, they work with the defense cells and therefore accepted by the system, and self-recognizing function of auto or immunologically competent cell, that is antibodies or immunologically competent cells, they are essential part against. Valla, please mute yourself. This part against the formation of autoimmunity, that is RE cells or immunoglobulins. They are the essential part against the formation of autoimmunity, in which immune responses are directed to the cell component. Okay, that is about the inductive theory. Now the next one was selective theory, that is according to Dr. Barnett. That is, they describe this theory from the embryonic life. The immunologically competent cells, when they come in contact with antigen, undergo somatic maturation, forming different clones of the cells, which are capable of forming different antibodies against the various antigens. These are called as forbidden clones. Okay, so this by some mechanism, that is due to some environmental factors or due to some diseases, any bacteria or viruses, any infections, post infections, by some mechanism, that these forbidden clones, when they come in contact with the antigen, they get destroyed rather than to form the antibodies. So ultimately, the host will never be able to react against that particular antigen and treat the foreign cells as the cell. Okay. Now here we discussed about the normal immune response and autoimmune diseases. What happens in the normal immune response? Anjali Poddar, mute yourself. Sushant, mute yourself.
मी सांगतोय ना ह्याच्यात कनेक्ट झालं आवाज जातो अख्खा डिस्कनेक्ट होतो डायरेक्ट
Normal immune response. Here, normal immune response. What will going to happen when this foreign protein, that is in the form of virus or bacteria, enters your system? The immunoglobulins, they forms antigen antibody complexes and they get removed from your system. Now, autoimmune diseases, this particular immune complexes could not get formed because these antibodies that attack on your own cells or immunologically competent cells or antibodies, they attack on your own cells, and this happens by these three ways. That is, a foreign substance resembles as or like the bodily substances. Secondly, mutation, or the normal bodily cells, they become altered, they get mutated. Or thirdly, the lymphocytes, malfunction of this lymphocyte, they forms the abnormal antibodies. Now, the markers of autoimmunity that we described in our previous lecture, that is hypergammaglobulinemia, circulating antibodies, lymphoid hyperplasia, response to cortisone, and association to other lesions. They are always associated with the other lesions. So this is autoimmune disease, how this immunoglobulins, they get attached with this myelin sheath, and there is destruction of this myelin sheath or the nerve fiber without any attachment with the antigen. Okay, so this is all mediated by this T cells. Exaggerated response of this T cells gives rise to formation of abnormal immunoglobulins, and this abnormal immunoglobulins, they causes destruction of the myelin sheath. Okay, so this is diagrammatic representation of autoimmune disease. नाही ते अनम्यूट करू शकतात ना, स्वतः अनम्यूट करू शकतात. इथून सगळं म्यूट करायचं. हां ठीक आहे, म्यूट ऑलमोस्ट सगळे ऑप्शन होते. आजचं माझं प्रिव्हियस लेक्चर मगाशी एकदा रेकॉर्डच नाही झाला. Now, the pathogenesis of autoimmunity. Pathogenesis of autoimmunity. In this, the endogenous, the first the first part of pathogenesis is endogenous abnormalities in the immune system. This is related with first altered antigen presentation. Altered antigen presentation. So here the presentation of near or cryptic epitopes, we describe about this cryptic epitopes by the altered processing self-antigen. Now this epitopes is an antigenic determinant component of an antigen which is recognized by the body's immune system. Okay, so these epitopes are the antigenic determinant sites which are get recognized by the body's immune system. While this cryptic epitopes is a new peptide determinant on the antigen. Okay, this cryptic epitopes, they are the new proteins they forms on this antigen because of altered antigenic presentation. Now the second is presentation of self-antigen by B cells instead of its presentation by dendritic cell, which activates the autoreactive T cells. So this part also we discussed. And thirdly, enhanced function of antigenic presenting cells by cytokine production. So altered antigenic presentation, it is related with the newer or cryptic antigen, altered processing of self-antigen, presentation of self-antigen by B cells instead of it get presented by the dendritic cells, activates the autoreactive T cells. So direct killer cells, they get reacted by self without any process. They get react by itself, and they gives rise to formation of abnormal immunoglobulins. Okay, again this enhanced production of this antigenic presenting cells by these cytokines again gives rise to destruction of the tissue components. Now second, this thing we are discussing, that is increased T and B cell stimulation. So excessive stimulation of T cells, they produces non-specific signals which bypass the need for antigenic specific helper T cells, which results in polyclonal activation of B cells with formation of multiple autoantibodies. Excessive stimulation of T cells. They produces non-specific signals that bypass the need for antigenic specific helper receptor cells. They could not take part, the specific helper T cells, they could not take part in this particular reaction. As a result, in the polyclonal activation of B cells, with formation of multiple autoantibodies. So there is formation of multiple autoantibodies. Second, that is increased production of B cell activating factor may cause T cell independent B cell activation. T cell independent B cell activation, and whenever this B cell get activates more and more, again there is reaction of formation of more number of antibodies. So this is the vicious cycle forms, that is by the production B cell activating factor without taking part this B cell activation or without taking help of this antigenic specific helper T cells, there is multiple autoantibodies they get formed, and there is increased production of B cell activating factor. They may cause T cell independent B cell activation. Now, altered production of cytokines due to diminished activity of B cell and T cell may contribute to autoimmunity. That is, example, reduced production of tissue necrotizing factor and interleukin 10. Okay. Now, next, third part, it is related with the defective clearance of apoptotic material. Defective clearance of apoptotic material. If apoptotic material is not get cleared efficiently, what will going to happen? Due to this, if it is not cleared efficiently by the body's immune system, that is, what is apoptotic material? What is apoptotic material? Yes, students. Apoptosis. What is apoptosis? Yes. What is apoptosis? Yes. What is apoptosis? Yes. Tuba. What is apoptosis? It is programmed cell death, no? Yes? Yes? It is programmed cell death. So whenever there is defective clearance of this apoptotic material, this activates the dendritic cells and they stimulates the B cell forming autoantibodies against that apoptotic material. Okay? So this activates the dendritic cells. So this apoptotic debris, they become immunogenic. They act as a immunogen. They become immunogenic. And this activates the dendritic cells and this stimulates B cell forming autoantibodies against that apoptotic material. So this apoptotic material should get cleared within the time. If it is not, if there is defective clearance of this apoptotic material, then they act as they become immunogenic, and this will give rise to formation of autoantibodies. Now, the next part of pathogenesis, it is related with release of sequestrated self-antigen. The self-antigen which are completely sequestrated may act as a foreign antigen if introduced into circulation later. If this self antigen, which is completely sequestrated, may act as a foreign antigen later on. If it introduced to circulation later, if it is introduced to the circulation within time, then this self antigen may get recognized. But if it is introduced laterally, then it may causes the antigenic, it may give rise to antigenic properties which may produces auto antibodies. So these occur in case of inflammation or damage at these sites. Example, multiple sclerosis, trauma to testes. Multiple sclerosis and trauma to testes. So in case of multiple sclerosis, we have seen that how this demyelination occurs by the formation of auto antibodies with the self antigens. Okay, the antigens which are located on this myelin sheath, they are the self antigen, and they give rise to formation of, they get stimulated, stimulates the formation of auto antibodies. So the examples are multiple sclerosis or trauma to testes. These are the examples for this, and this will give rise to. So in case of whenever there is multiple sclerosis, in that case, the immune attack against the autoantigens, that is myelin or non-myelin autoantigens, and expressed in, which are expressed in the brain. But in case, whenever there is trauma to testes, there is formation of anti-sperm antibodies against the spermatozoa. Anti-sperm antigens, they get formed after trauma to testes, which act against the spermatozoa. So this type of reactions may cause. Now, the first we have seen about the endogenous alterations. Now, secondly, genetic susceptibility. It is related with genetic susceptibility. So here, genetic susceptibility, it is described with the help of examples. That is, identical twins. They are more. There is more occurrence of the same autoimmune diseases than non-identical twins. So in identical twins, there is higher the occurrence of the same autoimmune diseases. It is the chances of the same autoimmune diseases, they are more in the case of identical twins. And inherited deficiency, the second thing or second cause is inherited deficiency of early proteins in the complement pathway in association with systemic lupus erythematosus. So inherited deficiency of the proteins in the complement pathway is associated with systemic lupus erythematosus. So these both things, they are genetically susceptible. This SLE or any autoimmune, the same autoimmune diseases in the identical twins. They are the two examples with the genetic susceptibility. Now, third part is related with pathogenesis related with exogenous agents. Now, what are the exogenous agents of this particular autoimmunity? Certain microbial infections like EBV, that is Epstein-Barr virus. After this viral infection, the chances of autoimmunity increases. Then streptococci and Klebsiella. After streptococcal infection, after Klebsiella, they triggers this formation of autoantibodies or autoantigens. Now, some environmental agents like cigarette smoking or due to tissue damage and inflammation act a trigger for autoimmunity. These are the exogenous agents. That is, certain microbial infections, either viruses or bacteria, environmental factors, maybe pollutions or cigarette smoking due to tissue damages or inflammation. they act as a trigger for autoimmunity. So this is pathogenesis of this autoimmunity. We describe this pathogenesis with the help of first endogenous abnormalities of immune system. This endogenous abnormalities in the immune system, they describe with altered antigenic presentation, how this antigenic presentation get altered. Then next, by increased T and B cell stimulation, due to increased T and B stimulation, they also proves fatal to the normal body components. Then thirdly, by defective clearance of apoptotic material, this apoptotic material, they become antigenic and they activates the dendritic cells and stimulates B cell to form autoantibodies. And fourth one is release of sequestrated self-antigen. So the sequestrated, that is removed antigen. What is sequestrated? That is whenever this antigen part of this function of this antigen over, they get sequestrated. They become functionless and they get removed. So the self antigens which are completely sequestrated may act as a foreign antigen and introduced into the circulation later, and they causes inflammatory damage at that particular site. Now, second part, we described it about with the help of genetic susceptibility. There is sure a genetic susceptibility is there in the case of autoimmunity. And thirdly, by the how autoimmunity get triggered with the exogenous agents. Now, the last part, it is the types of autoimmune diseases. Next lecture, we are going to describe these types. Before that, I want to know that whether this autoimmune hemolytic anemia is taught to you. Yes? Autoimmune hemolytic anemia, whether it is taught to you. Yes? Yes? Whether this autoimmune hemolytic anemia, you can message me. No, I could not hear your sounds. You can message me. I think it is taught to you, autoimmune hemolytic anemia, no? That is called antibodies and warm antibodies. So this anemia, in that case, I will not going to repeat about this anemia. So we can go to further diseases. Now, just we will today we will enlist that type of diseases. So these diseases, they are described organ-specific diseases and non-organ specific diseases. Organ-specific diseases, that is in the thyroid cells and hormones with TSH receptors, the target organ, that is thyroid, and the associated diseases, primary eczema, Hashimoto's disease, that is autoimmune thyroiditis, and thyrotoxicosis, that is Graves' disease. So antibody on the cell specific, that is thyroid cell hormones or the TSH receptor. Okay, that are the antibodies released by this particular cells. Then the second is parietal cells, that is intrinsic factor or B12 complex, target organ is stomach, and the associated diseases pernicious anemia, destruction of these parietal cells. Again, the cause is autoimmunity. Now, red blood cells, the target organ, the red antibodies against these red blood cells, the target organ is the RBCs, and associated diseases hemolytic anemia. Pancreatic isolates beta cells, pancreas, the target organ, and type 1 diabetes. Adrenal cortical cells, that is ACTH receptors. So in that case, the target organ is adrenal gland, and Addison's disease will get presented with this Addison's disease. Then parathyroid cells, parathyroid gland, primary hypoparathyroidism. Then acetylcholine receptors, the target organ is voluntary muscles, and associated disease is myasthenia gravis. So this is organ-specific autoimmune diseases related with that particular specific organ. Now, non-organ specific diseases are the mitochondria, antibody to mitochondria. The target organ is liver, and associated disease is primary biliary cirrhosis. Then smooth muscle, again nuclear constituent, that is DNA. Liver, the target organ is liver, and autoimmune chronic hepatitis. IgG immunoglobulin, then nuclear constituents, again DNA, IgG immunoglobulins, and many other body proteins. The target organ is skin and muscles. There is the connective tissues diseases like dermatomyositis, then rheumatoid arthritis, systemic lupus erythematosus, and progressive systemic sclerosis. Okay, multiple sclerosis, we call it as multiple sclerosis. So here the target organ is nuclear constituents. Nuclear constituents, IgG immunoglobulin, and many other body proteins. So they causes the destruction of this particular organ, skin, either skin, kidneys, endocardium, then blood vessels and the joints. Okay, so this rheumatic fever, rheumatoid arthritis, it is again a autoimmune disease, and which get triggered by this particular organism, that is bacteria. Which bacteria? That is streptococcal bacterial infection. So these are the non-organ specific diseases that we are going to discuss one by one. Okay. So any queries related with today's topic?